Music Worldwide with Dan Blake. Mr. Worldwide, baby.
Yo, it's GZ Tian. You're watching and listening to It's Music Worldwide with Dan Blake.
DJ Scholar, you know, Rough Squad, man, damn.
Yo.
GZ. What's happening?
Not much, man. What you saying?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm alright, you know. I'm alright. I'm just can I swear on this? I'm not.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
I might brag for George. You know what? Sometimes it just. I won't swear normally, but sometimes it just comes out. But yeah, I'm alright, you know. Isolation's been
yeah.
alright for me, you know. But obviously it was getting tough last week because my laptop broke, so I wasn't doing much on my PS. My PS4 remote broke as well, so I just couldn't spend all week. But
yeah.
But now we're getting back to it. It's my laptop and that, so.
Yeah, that's good. When you got your laptop, you can create, so you're all good. You know, you can keep functions.
Yeah, exactly,
I know.
exactly.
Yeah, I know you produce and stuff. We'll talk about it a bit later. Yeah, GZ Tian, is that how I say your name?
GZ Tian.
GZ Tian. I did GZ Tian. How did I get that?
Man, the only bit I don't care about is the GZ. Some people say GZ or GZ. I'm easy going with that. I think GZ sounds better, but yeah, I prefer GZ. But yeah, because GZ is just it's just the initial where my mum comes from in China.
Yeah.
Obviously, it stands for Guangzhou, but then people just say GZ or GZ. Like Chinese people say GZ. I don't know why. Like Z is it's not a letter, is it? Is that? I don't think that's how you say it. But anyway, I think it kind of makes sense in the end, doesn't it? So yeah, that one is there. Were you
born in Stockport or China?
Yeah, Stockport.
Okay, cool. Stockport is near I feel like it's near Manny.
Yeah, it's outside of Manchester.
Cool.
Like, just outside, if you go South Manchester, and our closest thing is 11 Zoom, and then you jump on an A6 or whatever, and then you're pretty much there. But I don't know. And my friend always gets on to me because my manager's he's from Sydenham in South London.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Southwest or South, I don't. Anyway, and he was
yeah.
I went down to London to shoot. We were shooting an LML video, and what was he saying now? He was like, "Oh, Stockport's not even Manchester." I was like, "No, it's not. Like we don't claim it." But then we got speaking about Croydon, because Croydon is pretty similar in a sense of it's got its own postcode. But
yeah.
Croydon, man, say they're part of London, and a lot of Londoners will say they're part of Croydon. Do you know what I mean? But then I was living in Wembley, and bro, when I went out to Croydon, it took me like 2 hours. I was saying if it takes me that long, and Wembley's far out as well. It's like, bro, Croydon's far, man, and South you don't have tubes there, innit?
Sorry.
You don't have tubes in South London, do you? Or like
no, yeah. That's the thing. I live in South. We don't have tubes. We got DLR, and then we got trains, Southeastern trains, and DLR, like railway.
Yeah, I like the DLR line. You know, I've been on there a couple of times. Everyone hates it, but I think it's it feels like a what do you call it? Like a roller coaster.
It's like a ride, isn't it?
Oh, you just look over everything. I love the DLR line.
Yeah. Yeah, it's jokes. What do you prefer, going forwards or backwards on it though?
I don't even know, yo. As long as I'm looking out the front window, but I'm happy them times. Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. I trip when I'm going backwards on it. It's just a bit weird when our back is facing. I'm going straight. I always got to sit like front facing. Don't know why, just a little thing.
Yeah. Nah, do you know what? Maybe I don't think I've ever gone backwards. I've only been on it 2 or 3 times. But, yeah, it's one I like that one. But yes, whereabouts in South you from?
No, I'm at the moment. I'm around like Greenwich area, around that area.
Okay, yeah. Well, I got a funny story about Greenwich.
Okay.
My girl lives in Queen's Park now, and so I was visiting her, and obviously we went to I remember I went to Greenwich. There's this pie and mash place. My dad's from Stepney in East London.
Okay.
We always went to East, but East ain't really East now. according to him, and I think most Londoners. So we'd go to Southeast. I should add as well, my dad's Irish. You wouldn't tell me. But yeah, so he's like, Irish Cockney. But anyway, we went to Southeast. Is Greenwich Southeast or East? I always think it's Southeast, but some people say, I don't know.
It's Southeast.
Southeast, yeah. So we went to Greenwich to get pie and mash. Anyways, with my missus, and we were supposed to go on I forgot the tube stop now anyway, but we ended up going to the wrong one on the Jubilee line, and we had to walk all the way around because I thought I'd only be 20 minutes, but it was like an hour walk from North Greenwich to, do you know where the boat is?
Yeah.
Boat called? Yeah. And anyway, we ended up walking through there, but we was walking through like 3-4 council estates. I had my laptop on me as well because I come down from Manchester. But I was thinking, if something happens, bomb, I swear on my life, my girl better fight for me as well. But I was there.
For me.
Yeah, Greenwich got a bit mad, but
yeah. You survived though. You survived to tell the story.
We're all right, but yeah, we made it. It was feeling a bit hairy at times.
Yeah.
A couple moments.
So tell us about like your heritage. So the family heritage.
Yeah. So my mum's Chinese. And then she moved to Liverpool, or her family moved to Liverpool when she was 13, 14. So I have a strong connection to Liverpool still, because both my grandparents would go. I basically lived there but every weekend would go Liverpool and half terms and that. So I love Liverpool loads. And like, I don't even know why, when I'm away from home, Liverpool feels more like home, do you know what I mean? In a weird way. But anyway, so all my Chinese family live in Liverpool, and then obviously my dad's from Stepney, and so yeah. So I don't know. I've always seen in my head like there's this triangle between Manchester, Liverpool, and London. Like I've always had a connection between those three cities and just kind of travel back and forth. But yeah, I'm only 20, but I've been around. You know, I lived in York for like 6 months because I used to kick ball as well. So when I was kicking ball when I was like 16. I moved up there. York City.
Oh, York City.
Yeah, they were a decent team at the time. But yeah, yeah, they were National League at the time, and now they're in competition. They've kind of dropped down. Yeah. But they got relegated the season I was there, so it ain't great. But I was gone by that point. I came back home. I came to Stockport County around December time. So, but yeah, stopped playing for them as well. But yeah, so heritage-wise, yeah, I'm just Chinese and Irish. But my dad's not Irish; he's London Irish, innit? So he was born in London, but his heritage, both his parents are Irish. I think they both immigrated from Ireland, or his dad did, or his mum. I think his mum's family did. Anyway, yeah, something to do with that. But yeah.
Have you been China or Ireland yet?
Yeah, do you know what? I went to Ireland through my mum's friends, though. I didn't go through my dad's friend or my dad's family or anything. My mum went to school. I think two of her friends was from Ireland or something. But yeah, that's the only time I went to Ireland. I've been to China a few times. I love China. I always want to go back out. Yeah, I don't know. I want to produce there or something. When I move over there, I just want to work with artists because there's music I want to make in the UK, which I can't make at the moment because I don't have the players for it. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like, if I want to make just a crazy Chinese production, and I'm thinking, right, I want to get a flute player, a pipa player. My mum plays guzheng and I play erhu. My brother plays percussion and that. If my granddad was still alive, I'd be sorted. My granddad played the flute incredibly. But there's not many players in the UK unless you go to like Chinese students or something. But that's a weird community to break into if you're not really in it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So I've always thought if I go China and just get the right connects, I could just produce something crazy, make some music. But obviously my Chinese ain't great when I talk it or speak it. So it's just like, yeah. I think if given the opportunity, bro, I'd love going China or one of them places. But you know them, yeah. So it's one of them. I went to Tokyo this summer as well. That was crazy. And we produced Tokyo Girl. Yeah, we produced Tokyo Girl. Yeah,
love that.
Really crazy.
We're definitely getting to talking about that. But someone says in the comments, shouts to Joe. He's saying, "Are you easy to approach and work with?"
I think so. Yeah. I think in the studio, I'm good vibes. I think always like if I always like working with people. I can work like in isolation. I can work by myself easy, and most of the beats I make are by myself. But then when it gets into like if I'm working with an engineer or another producer, but I'm happy days as long as there's no ego involved. Do you know what I mean? I feel like set times. I've been in a studio, particularly in Manchester. I think the people I work with in London are always like, I know him. Do you know what I mean? We've been working like if I work with someone and I feel like there's ego involved or it's difficult to get like what your input in, then I just won't work with him again. But a couple of times up here, it's like I've been in a session or something, and where it's like, all right, let's make a beat, or let's make a tune, and then someone saying, or whatever, like, no, we can't do this, or do you know, I don't even know. It's not even a word. Be uncomfortable around, putting something in, and it's like complete control. It's like, bro, if you want complete control, why am I here? Do you know what I mean? But more time, I'm easy. Even then, I'm not gonna be like, what are you doing? Like, bro, we hit. Like, if I'm paying for studio time, then it's like, bro, I get them out of the studio. But more time, it's like a free session. If it's fun, I'll just be like, all right, cool, bro, you do you, innit? But I think more time, it's just like, I think as long as there's no ego involved, everything for me in the studio is just like, as long as everyone's trying to make the best song possible, I'm happy days. I mean, if it's an idea you don't like or whatever, or we're flirting with different ideas, then I love that part of the creation process. But I think as soon as people start trying to be a bit too I don't even know, it's just weird. It's like you just get a vibe from someone. It's like you just want to make be by yourself, and it's like cool. But I rarely meet those people. I think another one with session players is like sometimes, because obviously I like working on jazz stuff, and if sometimes some jazz and classical musicians, they can be a bit like snobby to hip hop, or like if it's not crazy left field jazz, or it's not, we're not making some Beethoven composition. You know what I mean? It's like if I might just want to add a violin to a track, and it's like sometimes you get a vibe from them, like they look down on the track. Do you know what I mean? It's like do you know what I mean? It's like, bro, I don't care, man. As long as they get what's done needed, or what needs to be done, I'm happy. But sometimes it's like, I won't work with you again. Do you know what I mean? Just them little things. It's like I want people that are gonna be sick, but also are gonna be like, they're gonna be involved. They want to be there. Do you know what I mean? I think that's my part of production. It's where it's like, where I feel like we can enjoy it as well. Cause I think that's what music should be fun. Do you know what I mean? Most of the time, anyway. I think when you get to the mixing stage and that, then it can start getting a bit like, we just need to get it perfect. But the creative process is like, well, you just got to, I just don't want to like being weird about it. But man.
Yeah, for real. And you've got the new single taken off another artist EP, which is out there right now for people that want to go and get that. It's called LML. Really liking the energy and vibe on that. Tell us a bit about that single, and tell us about the line where you say, discussing deep philosophies with lectures with PhDs.
So I study philosophy. So that was pretty much that line.
Dope.
So I've always loved philosophy, and always, like, in school I was always good at writing. Like English literature was my main thing, because we didn't have philosophy in high school, obviously. I think maybe some schools do, but we didn't have philosophy. But I was always good at English literature, history. But I was never good with, like, I was not good with them, but I was just like pretty average at maths and science, which is un-Asian. Most Asians is the other way around. But so obviously when I started playing football, so I was professional, was full time at York City, and then they wanted me to do BTEC at York College. But I've always been all right with academic stuff. And my dad was saying, it was my dad really forced me to stick with the academics, because when I was 16, I was like, I'm going to be a footballer. This is like, even though at that time I wasn't enjoying it as much, I felt like, I'm professional now. It can only get better from here. Do you know what I mean? And it was my dad who was like, you're good with academic stuff, don't pack it in. So I ended up going on the Open Uni and studying humanities. So that was like perfect for me. It's like music history, art history, philosophy, English literature, all just like a load of subjects, and you kind of choose which ones you wanted to study more and which ones you didn't want to study at all. So it's perfect for me. at that time, I mostly chose it for the English literature and the music side of it. And the art, I don't really like art, but I thought that would be interesting. And there was some architecture in there, which I thought I'd enjoy, which is rubbish. But ended up studying philosophy. And then I just got so into the philosophy stuff. It was like, I don't know. And then as soon, I was already songwriting. I've been writing songs since I was like 9 or 10. But I was not seriously, just like how a 9 or 10-year-old writes songs. But then when I was 16, 17, and I came back home to play for Stockport County, by that point in my head, without realising it, I'd already stopped playing football. Like, just in terms of, you know, I think when you're a creative person, having that routine every day, it's like, it's so hard to kind of stay motivated. And I realised I was writing songs and practicing my Chinese instrument more than I was training. So anyway, I weren't getting in the first team. Put me down to the 18s, and I said to the guy, "Fuck this! Like, I can do better than this." So I came home to Stockport County, and we was part time there. And while I was studying philosophy, I was starting to understand the concepts in, like, I don't know. Say you talk about love, or you talk about sadness, or you talk about being oppressed. It's like you can talk about those things in a way more, you know, like a real way. Not in the sense of like, you know, I woke up today and I just feel like everyone's against me. It's like, and sometimes you'll feel like that, but then you can kind of draw that out a bit further and say, right, why do I feel like that? And, you know, whether that's paranoia or maybe you're feeling really down, you feel like you're depressed and you can't get out of the situation you're in. And you're like, why do I think like that? Or why do I feel like that? And then you realize a lot of it's because you're not communicating with other people the way you should be, or there's things you can do to kind of escape that. And I always think, you know, there's good things you can do. I make music. That's one of the best. That's my best escape from, you know, if I'm feeling down or if I'm feeling like anxious or whatever. Make music, exercise, all these kind of things are great. You know what I mean? But then there's terrible things you can do. Like, I think man cut themselves. Like girls will, and boys, they would like fucking start forcing themselves not to eat. Do you know what I mean? Or they'll develop some kind of eating disorder. And all of these things, for me, are just ways for them to escape their reality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I always feel like their reality is too painful for them to, like, I don't know, to face. So they think, right, if I just drink this, you know, this alcohol or whatever, I'm not gonna think about how I can't pay rent next month, or, you know, I'm not gonna think about how I'm failing in school. I mean, so that's partying for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people at this age, they just party because at least then they're not, you know, fucking depressed in their room. And so for them, going out and seeing their friends and forgetting about everything is the best way for them to, like, to escape it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I always think they're the things you need to avoid. Don't drink, of course. Don't do drugs. Don't party all the time. Party when you need to. But, you know, I feel like there's way more productive things you can do. And I always think when you're not productive, that's one of the most kind of, like, that's probably the most depressing time for you. Just as human beings, I think we like to be productive. I think we like to feel like we're going places. We like to feel like, you know, if I do this and I do this, then I can get here. Do you know what I mean? I think when you start not doing those things and then you start seeing your, like, the destination is like, oh my God, I'm never going to get there, then you start thinking, you know, terrible or just depressing stuff. But,
you know, you remind me of.
Go on.
You remind me of Dappy.
Why Dappy?
Just with your songwriting ability, I would say number one, your songwriting ability, the way you kind of glide between singing with melodies and harmonies, and and you know, switching some rap verses and stuff after listening to another artist. I definitely feel that energy, and I feel like you're an artist that could cross over to, like, quite different fan bases worldwide and kind of have a different kind of audience, which is quite, I would say, a multicultural audience, I would say.
Yeah.
So that gave me the vibe, you know. Have you heard that one before?
What's that? What that idea?
Or just a Dappy? People comparing you to a Dappy?
Never Dappy. Who've I got before? I think people I kind of like it. I think people struggle to compare me to people. I think I get the Dappy though, because I think Dappy does swing between that kind of singing, rapping thing. And he was one of my, when I was young, man, he was one of my, like, obviously N-Dubs, everyone my age grew up on N-Dubs and Chipmunk, so, you know, but yeah, I don't know, you the one compare me to? I heard Rich Brian before, but I think that's just because I'm Asian. I don't think we have anything, I don't think we're the same at all. Have you heard of that guy, Rich Brian? Yeah, he changed his name to Rich Brian. He's some American guy, but
check him out.
Yeah. But I don't know. He raps. He just does, like, I don't know. I've never listened to that. Oh yeah, but anyway.
Well, you are your best you, and the EP's out there. Another artist. How's the feedback going for that?
Yeah, it's been alright. You know, it's been alright. I feel like as any EP, you can be like, I could have done more, but it could have done less as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's been okay. I think from the industry, we got loads of love. I think the maddest thing, Apple Music made me the homepage in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China. And I was like, that was as soon as the EP dropped. And I was like, bro, are you crazy? So I think the editor there must have, like, loved me. Yeah, my guy, you know that. But so I feel like the industry over there, they must like me. And then obviously Spotify been showing love recently. So I think it's going all right. It just needs to get to that point where it just goes boom. Do you know what I mean? Because right now it's doing like numbers which people be like, oh, that's good, or like that's decent. But then in terms of like, will it feed me? Probably not. So, you know, I just feel like, I just need to get to that point where I can just make a living. Because I always feel like when people say, oh, you shouldn't make money for music, or music for money, I'm always like, at the end of the day, you kind of if you want to make music for the rest of your life, you have to make money from it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like
100%.
Grafting, you know what I mean? And
some of my other favorites from the EP, another artist, are really enjoying For the Night and Somewhere in Shanghai. Those are two big records that I'm feeling off the project, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I love For the Night. That's my girl's that's her favorite song. I like Somewhere in Shanghai as well. That was one of them where it was like, I was so close. I wanted it to be one of the singles, but we up to Tokyo Girl was more like, I think Tokyo Girl is more. They're kind of in the same avenue, but maybe Tokyo Girl is safer. You know what I mean? It feels like, it's more easy to listen to. I think Somewhere in Shanghai, people be like, it's quite cheesy, but I think it's full cheesy. It's like, it's a different cheesy, but maybe some people a bit too out there. But yeah, definitely check that song if anyone's on here, man. Somewhere in Shanghai, that's one of my favorite ones. It's not got the love it deserves, so I'm glad you brought light to it.
Big up, man. So it's Music Worldwide right now. We are just here with the man right now. Pronounce your name again before I get it wrong. We'll get it right this time. Let's give me one more time.
GZ Tian or GZ. You can pick the first bit.
All right, GZ is in the building right now. Music Worldwide, great talent that I discovered. We're just here chopping it up, man. Quarantine lockdown. How are you finding this whole quarantine lockdown?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not minding it at all. Like we said a bit before, innit? Like, I think a lot of people who might struggle to be with themselves more, and I do at times, but I think I'm coping with it all right at the moment, just because I've just been so productive. So I mean, I've been making songs more than I have for years. Well, not years, but like, you know, probably more than I have since I was like 17, 18. And then, you know, I was exercising like 3 times a day last week when my laptop broke. I think the dangerous thing is if you just start staying inside or staying in your room and not doing much, that's when it can start to be a bit dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you get trapped in your head, then suddenly you're gonna start thinking stupid stuff. Anyway, I mean, I think the most important thing is to just stay productive, and yeah, if you're making music or if you make art, even.
Oh, we're good here. What is it? Reception gauge? You good, bro?
Yeah, my bad. I think my internet was going crazy. But where did I cut out?
Good, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about just, you know, lockdown, being productive, keeping positive, keeping your mind strong.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll send you the beat, yo. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so obviously I think being productive is like, or just making sure you're not getting into bad habits in terms of, you know, staying in your room too long or whatever. I think if you're doing artistic stuff or sports stuff, I mean, what else is there? I think they're the main two. If I ever look on like or speak to my friends, I think a lot of them are saying, you know, even if they're studying business or they're studying whatever, or they don't study, they're just working. A lot of them are getting into art. Do you know what I mean? So many of them are starting to, you know, draw or make music or just write lyrics for fun, even though they was never that guy. So I'm like,
I love the right lyrics.
Great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
Bro, I think it's great.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good. And you know, you're a producer. When did you learn to produce, and what instruments do you play? Break that whole production journey down to us real quickly, man.
Yeah.
And do you produce the music on the EP? Tell us, like, do you produce all your own music? Do you write all your music? Break that down for us.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I start from the beginning. So when I was about 3 years old, my granddad had a community centre in Liverpool, which is still going, called the Chinese Youth Orchestra. And so my granddad founded it. And my granddad, like, when I say this guy was like a real genius, he could play about 15 instruments and play them all to like a serious level. But his main instrument was the flute and a Chinese instrument called the gaohu or erhu, which is like a Chinese violin. And so, like the Western orchestra, the violin will be the leader. So obviously, he made me and my brother play Chinese violin or erhu. But my brother didn't really take to it. I always feel like people are born to be drummers. This guy was born to be a drummer. You can tell a drummer when you meet him. It's like goalkeepers. You can just tell by their vibe and stuff. They're just they're different. But he was born to be. So obviously he went into the drumming. But I really picked up the erhu. I just loved it. And so I started playing that from the age of 3. When he passed away, I left because I got signed for Wigan's Academy when I was 12, 13, and I stopped playing the instrument as much then. But he passed away the next year when I was about 13. And bro, I was just practicing it. Like, I don't even know why, but I was just practicing it non-stop for like 6 months. And my mum said that's the quickest you see me improve over like a short space of time. The next time where I really improved was when I was 16, and I was at York, and I was practicing. I'd go and train every day, and I'd get home and I'd just practice like for hours because I didn't really have anything else to do because I was too young to live with anyone and I was too young to live by myself. So they had me in a B&B. So I was just I'd go home to this horrible little room. It felt like I don't know what prison cell is like, but I imagine it's not too different. Like 4 walls, just a little bed, no TV, just a kettle, bro. It was horrible. Anyway, so I was just in there and just, bro, all I could do is make music. Luckily enough, after a while, there was a bird, like a really nice woman. She was about 40. She had 3 kids, and she owned a Chinese takeaway. And I used to go there quite a bit. And then she really liked me, so she ended up giving me free food, and she asked me to teach one of her kids erhu. But that wasn't another thing I used to. So it's like, you know, after a while, you get out there. If you just talk to people, normally, you know, and there's enough nice people out there to kind of help each other out. Anyway, so so that was my erhu journey. But in terms of producing, it was when I came home from York. My brothers had Logic Pro since the age of about 14, 15. And so he was always on Logic. And it pretty much I was always songwriting, never thought I'd produce. Even though I could play instruments, I taught myself piano and that from a young age as well. So I feel like keys is the most important thing because everything's done by MIDI now. So if you want to play a guitar or whatever, you can pretty much play it on a keyboard. But yeah, so I think that helped out a lot. So when I came home when I was 16, 17, just started producing on my brother's laptop, which got a bit difficult in the end because we were originally a duo. We were just called Tian, and it was me and him. He was the producer and I was the songwriter. So he was like 16. But we just used to fight all the time, like over music, like all the time. If he was producing anything, and yeah, bro, let's go live later, man. But yeah, obviously, if we were producing anything, like if I was producing a song, if he was producing a song, I always have like a little input, but it's never for my ego. Like if I hear something, I'm like, yo, let's do this, because I can play keys and I can play erhu and whatnot. So it's like let me just put something in. And then obviously, and this is obviously I wasn't indirect to my brother before, but it's like that was one of them where it's like he might have felt it was coming from my ego, and I just wanted to have a bit of control over the project or whatever. but it never is, like, ever. Every time I'm making music, it's like I just want it to sound how I can hear it in my head. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's, if you can't strive for that, I think that's what every artist should strive for. It's like if you have a certain, if you can kind of imagine a beat in your head, try and get as close to that, because that's kind of you in your head saying this is what the song should sound like. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so we just argue all the time about stuff like that. So we ended up just obviously not making music together. Is it doing that thing again? But yeah, it might broke up again. But yeah, so I think that was kind of the producer thing. So I ended up just buying my own laptop and making my own music. And from about 16, 17, but that was on a healthy time. But I needed that time because I was shit at making music. Like, I was producing is not like, I feel like some people can just be born great songwriters, or they can, probably not, but you can be born a good, and you can write lyrics and they can be good from the beginning. Producing different, like, you need to learn the software, you need to learn, even though you might have nice melodies, you need to learn the effects of like reverb and how much delay you want on a certain thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're the little things which most producers, I think, would say that's what makes a track. Like, if you get the right reverb or the right delay on a song, that's the thing which would make, a simple melody to go bang, right now it's ready to release. You know what I mean? And loads of other things, loads of different weird effects that popping right now.
All right, bro.
I think that was, I needed that little like year where I'm thinking this is incredible. If I listen to the beats now, I'm like, who made this shit? But I needed that year or two to just learn the software and learn all the kind of how to reverb and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, now after that, I think I came out the better. So
we talk about like production. You broke that down. How you got into the whole production world. Now your projects are out there right now. Let's tell us about collaboration wise. Like, I know there's not no collabs on there. I could see on listening to another artist project. But have you got any collabs that's in the stash at the moment?
Yeah.
Anyone you can let us know about?
There are just a couple of artists from Manchester. My guy YB, and KY, and Hamzy. So they're the three right now, which I'm looking forward to releasing, and they got their own thing going on. So I think we do that. I'm not sure when that's going to release though. We got them done, so I'm just waiting on them because I'm the feature. I'm a bit picky with features on my tunes. I'm always a bit like, I always feel like, because I can rap and sing, it's like, why do I want a feature on my tune unless it's for a very particular song? And I felt for this first EP, I just wanted it to be an introduction to me as an artist. Because I think, like, if you can produce and write lyrics and sing and rap or whatever, then you have it's an opportunity to just kind of present your sound to the world. You know what I mean? I get it when artists will kind of come out and say this is my sound or whatever, but if they're not producing it, it's like, how much of it can you give? How much of it can you have credit for? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up.
I think if you do the whole thing, then it's like you can really say, right, this is what I hear, this is what I hear in my head, and this is how it came out. Do you know what I mean? And then if you do that, then I think you can start asking different questions like, does the songwriting contradict the atmosphere of the song? Do you know what I mean? So if I'm creating a beat and then I'm like, all right, so say for example somewhere in Shanghai, do the lyrics match the song? I think so. I think they would for that tune. But then maybe in another one, like say royalty, it's like, why am I
that's royalty as well.
Yeah, like do those lyrics really belong? And then it's like, can you get in? I don't know. Can you add something to the beat with the lyrics, or can you kind of add a nice tension to them? I think that's what great songwriters do anyway. Like when I listen to Ariana Grande, I don't know who her songwriter is, but bro, use that thank you next, bro. I always go on about that tune, but the songwriting is just genius. Like, I don't know, when I look at the pop songwriters, like they just when they come up with these concepts, and you just know 13 or 14-year-olds are gonna love that. You know what I mean?
I think on this, we've probably got about 15 left before this thing cuts out. So what I want to do now is go into a special part of the interview, which I call a part of you in 2 sentences. So you got to answer these questions in 2 sentences. Yeah.
Oh, you know,
Only
are you aware how much I ramble on?
Yeah, you do your thing, but it's good. I like that you're in person. You'll be doing good on your promo runs for sure.
Yeah, I hope so.
So this one, 2 sentences though. 2 personality traits that you respect in a person.
Loyalty. I'll give 2 words, but loyalty. What else do I respect? Oh, courage. And an artist.
Best advice given.
I need 2 sentences for this. Be yourself, but don't be yourself in a way where it's like the societal cliche, where it's just like, you know, be yourself, man, break free from society's restriction. Don't do that, like, in a deep way. Look inside who you actually are. Try and find, like, not self-discovery, all that stuff. It's just bullshit, man. Like, everyone, it's just, you know, it just sounds nice to say, it sounds smart to say, but there's a way deeper way to explore yourself than that, do you know what I mean? There's like, you know, what do you truly want? Are you making what you want or what you think other people want? Do you know what I mean? And then these are little dichotomies which you can kind of, you need to figure out yourself, because everyone is completely separate. You know what I mean?
Okay,
and that's quite difficult. But yeah, anyway, go on.
Most famous person you ever met?
Bro, do you know what? Who have I met now? I've met a few, man. I met Riyad Mahrez at an airport. I met Chipmunk at a show. I met Tiny Temper back in the day. That was just when Pass Out blew up. And I remember he asked me, what's your favourite tune? And I knew Tiny Temper. I knew, like, Wifey Rhythm, all his old school tunes, Hood Economics. I was onto it, but I said Pass Out. And I remember, why did I say that, bro? Pass Out ain't my favourite. That's just the one that's popping. He must have thought I was a clout chase. Anyway, yeah, go on.
All right. Favourite movie of all time?
Apocalypse Now.
Huh?
Apocalypse Now. You seen that?
I haven't, but I'm going to check it out now that you said
that, bro. That is heavy.
Your number 1 hobby away from your craft?
Football.
Best place you have took a trip to and why?
China. China is incredible, man. Oh, it's just family, innit?
Sick. If you were a superhero, what would your power be?
I always take these questions too serious, man. I'll just say flying. That's a basic one, isn't it? I'll just fly.
That's so cool. Yeah, just fly to LA or something real quick.
Yeah.
If you could do a voiceover for any program or documentary or movie, and there was a spare line in the script, what would you say?
Stream my EP.
I love that. That's a nice one. Yeah, speaking of making me laugh, what makes you laugh?
You know a guy called Carl Pilkington?
No, you're educating me.
It's funny. Have you seen An Idiot Abroad?
No.
Bro, man, that guy's funny. He's from Manchester. He's just like the most typical man, but he's just bland and funny. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check that out. Do you have a joke of the day?
I don't do jokes, man. They just have to come.
They become spontaneously.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could be the best at any sport, what would it be? Any sport. You could be the best at any sport.
Football, man. Obviously, well, I'd be taking Messi to the... Wait, what sport would I be best at?
Yeah, any sport. Yeah, you would be the best. That's it. You just have to pick the sport. You would be the top guy.
Yeah, football by far, man. I'd be taking Messi to the shops. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Congrats, bro. You done it, man. Part of you in 2 sentences. You know, there's the trophy for you. You are the champion, bro. I definitely will. Just give me the address. We're good.
Okay. Say no, I send it in DM.
Jeez, trophy waiting there.
Say no more.
Just gonna sign off with got 3 questions here, real quick. It's a more.
I got a joke, by the way.
Sorry.
I got a joke now.
Yeah, go on, drop it.
Stream my EP. You like that one as well?
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Right, go on.
Okay. What do you call a leopard that plays hide and seek, bro?
Bro, you're doing jokes now.
That's a quick one.
I don't know, yo.
Yo, that fucker doesn't want to be spotted.
Is that what he's saying, South London? That's South London, though. That's like Greenwich, though.
It's Greenwich, true.
You've got to turn a leopard into a up. Oh, my God. Holy cow.
All right, bro. So we do a thing on the show, Music Worldwide. It's notorious. We call it the language check. So, and I need something from China, something that I can say that you can share with me, some kind of slang.
Yo, I just wrote a chorus in Chinese. Oh, slang. I don't know. Slang's bad for me. I'm the wrong person to ask because you need to talk to like, Chinese youngsters. I have a few though. All right, I teach you. All right, this one's Cantonese. You can say "Deole Hanga."
Deole Hanga.
Deole.
Deole.
Yeah, that's all right. Hanga.
Deole Hanga.
If you say that to a Chinese girl, like Cantonese girl, bro, like trust me, they'll just be on you straight away.
I'm in. All right. Deole Hanga. Yeah. Deole Hanga.
Yeah, that's probably close enough.
Yeah, it's all good. We got this. We got this on tape, so I've got to practice.
Yeah. Are you gonna go Chinatown after this?
Hey, trust me. When this thing, when we get back right, I'm over there.
Chinatown, Facebook.
Hey, for real. And if I was in China with you, bro, what's a day in the life in China with you? Where would you take me as a tourist?
Well, I don't even know where I'd take you to my family. Nah, I wouldn't take you. You're not my girl, so I wouldn't take you to my family. What would you do? Yo, you know what? There's not much to do like in Guangzhou. In terms of going to party and that. There's a place called Party Pier.
Okay.
What would we do, yo? But I'll take you out. I get a flight to fucking Tokyo. That's what we do. Then we go to and Tokyo's the place to be. That's what you can do in Mandarin. Like, I want to teach bro. My manager loves anime, bro. I was like, bro.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as we blow, I'm taking him to Tokyo. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna take my dad to go on.
Yo, you see anime, yeah? Obviously, I've been looking. I think celebrity-wise, I think I was seeing Megan Thee Stallion's a big fan of anime, and I see that she's a huge fan of anime. So if you ever meet, man, you know you got a good anime conversation, right? Yeah. So just give me a little, because I'm old school in it. Like when I'm thinking about anime, I'm thinking of like old school, like Dragon Ball Z and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's my manager. Yeah.
So what? Give me a quick anime that I can watch that's lit now in 2020. There's something to get me back into it.
Depends what. So do you like Dragon Ball Z?
I do, but I'm looking now. I would say I'm looking for like a modern kind of anime, everyday lifestyle kind of anime, like more a realist approach to the anime. I'm looking for that kind of thing.
What's the one? There's a one that everyone likes now. That I've only watched the first episode. I couldn't really get into it. What's it called? Bro, I can't remember the name of it. But there was one,
give me some. It's cool.
Yeah, there was one about samurais or something. Fuck, I remember.
Cool.
But I'll send you that one in DM. But the one that my favorite one is one called Tokyo Ghoul. It's not really realistic, but Tokyo Ghoul, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like Naruto. I think Naruto is better than Dragon Ball.
Oh, see.
I can't really get into Dragon. I could never get into Dragon Ball. But my manager's like loves Dragon.
Love Dragon Ball. Every day.
Tokyo Ghoul, it's like, bro, watch Tokyo Ghoul. It's fucking like, it's deep. And I've always felt like Kaneki. There's a guy, the main guy's called Kaneki, yeah? And then Kaneki, there's this sentence in it, bro. Like, this is where anime, they don't explore concepts like this in real movies. The guy goes, I feel like I can't commit to society because I'm half ghoul and half human, or something like that. And then the guy says, the reason you can inhabit both worlds because you're human and ghoul. And I thought, bro, that's me. I'm Irish and Chinese. You know what I mean? At times, I might feel like I can't connect with either culture, but the fucking truth is I can connect with both. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is to be mixed, bro. That's the question of identity, man. That shit's deep. That's anime, bro.
I feel you, man. You know, my mum's Ghanaian and my dad's Jamaican, so you know, I've got that kind of.
There's a thing between Africans and Jamaicans in it.
there's some of that out there. There's some of that energy out there. I try to squash it as much as possible and not really think about it like that. But it's out there. It's out there. There's a little something here and there with people.
Yeah, but I seen something on Instagram about it. I forgot who said it now. But someone came, God, it's a mad post. What's his name now? He's huge. And I think he posted for ages, but he posted a picture.
Well, the common denominator is also about the food as well. It's like Krypton Conan put a line out saying that rice and peas is better than jollof rice. So that kind of a big thing between you know, the Africans and Jamaicans. Saying one screaming rice and peas and the thing, you know, the rice and peas, and the Africans know jollof rice is the vibes. And so it's a little, you know, little friendly.
A lot of the food. But I can't lie, if I got a treat, I'm going Caribbean.
What are you saying?
Do you know what? Jamaicans love Chinese as well. That's what most of my guys, they're African, but all Jamaicans, bro, they're all fucking. They just, I don't know why, bro. But they told me, there's hella Chinese gangsters over in Jamaica.
Yeah. One, I hear that. There's a big, big Chinese community in Jamaica. Don't be fooled, for real.
Yeah, that's great. But not bad. That's just something.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's love. That's love. Thanks for your time today, bro. Appreciate you. Give out your social medias on Music Worldwide. People give out your socials and all of that, where people can get your actual another artist project.
Okay, yeah. GZ Tian on any streaming platform. I think any of the major ones, or GZX Tian for any of my socials, i.e. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook's GZ Tian. But yeah, so stream the EP. Oh, no, I'm not going to say it, but I planned to say something stupid, but I'm not going to say it.
There's one more thing I need to ask you, actually. What is your ultimate worldwide collaboration? So I need an MC, a singer, and a producer that would all be on a song with you worldwide, though.
What would be crazy? Do I have to think about it? I don't have time to think about it strategically in terms of this.
No, just go with your gut.
My favorite. Bro, J. Cole saved my life when I was 14. 13, 14. So Cole's got to be there. He's my MC.
Yeah.
He's my favorite singer at the moment. I like Summer Walker. I like Party Next Door. But what am I talking? I got to go. Can I bring X back to life?
Yeah. Well,
XXX Tentacion. And then the producer, who would be my producer?
Yeah,
if I can go back to life, Roy Hargrove. Check that guy, man. That guy's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And yeah, man, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. And hopefully, first of many conversations, we're going to be watching and supporting your journey on Music Worldwide. Everybody, if you want to watch and listen back to this, it will be on all platforms: Spotify, YouTube. We're going to get all the content up there. Keep it tuned to Music Worldwide. Any last words, my bro?
Stream my EP.
You heard it first, man. Pleasure chatting to you, bro. Have a great remainder of the day, man. Bless
Stay safe, man.
Yeah, man. Respect, bro.
Take care.
Yeah, man.
This is Ty, and you're listening to Music.